Welcome back, everybody. We're going to hop into our first adventure of the night, which I've entitled The Fourth Pig, which is an odd title. But before we do that, as we always do, we're just going to take a brief moment and introduce our characters here. So, without further ado, allow us to do that. So, first up, we have a returning adventurer here. We have Penneh Bunwolph. Welcome, Penneh.
Hello.
As always, Penneh, you are a Floran of a few words. A Floran of few words. There's a lot of F's in that sentence. But how are you tonight, Penneh?
Penneh is good. Penneh finished digesting dead meats.
You were digesting what?
Dead meats. Yes, dead meat. Walking dead thing.
What thing is dead that you are digesting its meat?
Something from Nightmare. Look like guy with golden cannon.
Okay. Yes. That is a little bit terrifying, as always, Penneh. That always kind of always puts one on a back foot when they see that you're just kind of absorbing the flesh of the various people around you. But that, I guess, is just natural for you, a fungal Floran. Penneh, is there anything else that's kind of new for you?
Not really.
Well, regardless, Penneh, I'm glad to hear that you survived and everything's well for you since the sort of nightmare attack on the land of DnDTime. And, well, I look forward to things settling down a bit this evening.
Okay.
Welcome back, Penneh. Very well. Next up, we have another returning hero. We have Mavek Redstring back once more. Mavek, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Mavek, tell me what's new. What's going on in Mavek's life?
Not much. I got a cool new guitar. I'm not sure where I found it, but I kind of found it somewhere.
Well, I
was kind of drunk.
Well, I remember I might be able to fill in some of the gaps for you here, because I believe you purchased that guitar from Bartholomew's shop.
Oh, okay, that's all got it. Okay, I might killed someone, but that works.
Yeah, nothing so terrible. Everything was above boards, as far as Bartholomew's shop can be considered above boards.
Well, that's not very above boards.
Give or take.
Yeah.
There's a lot of who could say for
certain? A lot of gray area. I'll have to try. I know some of the crime.
And Mavek, one thing I've always been curious about, Mavek Redstring. Does the Redstring is that just kind of your name, or is that like a name you took? Is it such a fitting name for a bard? Does it have any specific meaning?
Well, originally I was Red Strike, and that was my family name. Then I just adjusted a few words with a
there's
red
just a couple of letters moved around.
So yeah, I'm really Red Strike, but Red String, it makes more sense for, I don't really strike people, with intentionally.
At least not while sober, I would imagine.
Not while sober. Not really drunk either. I'm more shouty drunk.
A lover, not a fighter.
No, that's not a lover. I have failed at every regard.
Neither a lover nor a fighter.
A neutraler.
Yeah, very well. Mavek, welcome back. It's good to see you. Next up, we have a returning hero who I'm pretty certain is most definitely a lover. But we have, not for a long time, the return of Freddie Galanodel, better known by your stage name of Ukek. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you, Pete. You're so charming as ever with your cute little bow tie.
Well, thank you very much. I take great care in picking these out before, but enough about me. How are you, Bukek-san? How have you been? What have you been up to in all this time?
Oh, you know me. I've been going around Central City, having my way with a few people, if you know what I mean.
I think I do.
And generally just enjoying life, as opposed to most of the other Galanodel children who are pessimists and nihilists and just the worst, honestly.
You definitely seem like... I was going to say, you definitely seem like a little bit of a black sheep within the Galanodel family. Is that fair to say?
Do you see my armor?
Oh,
I am more of a rainbow sheep, if you'll excuse me, for being so bold.
but you are of course excused, Bouquet-san. And I understand that you've picked up kind of a wondrous new instrument lately, or am I misremembering? Did your sister get a new instrument for you recently?
No, they decided to go instead for that ghastly weapon, the Frankenblade, for my good sister Jenny, who of course is a paladin.
Yes. A lot of paladins in your family, or I guess at least two paladins in your family.
Two paladins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
precisely two. So
No warlock, strangely.
yeah, you do seem to have all of the bases covered too. It's odd that that one was left out, but the Galanodel family doesn't make deals. So, Freddie, in that case, or do you prefer Bouquet? Yes,
Yes, of course. Bouquet-san, specifically.
Bouquet-san. Well, Bouquet, welcome back. It's good to see you again. And last but not least, we have a brand new adventurer here amongst the land of DnDTime. We have Theodore Darona, a high elven rogue. Theodore, welcome.
So apparently, actually, Pete, we have some technical difficulties going on with that.
Oh dear.
So hold for just one moment.
I heard someone drop it. It was Theodore. Right at the critical moment.
Blood Deuce is here.
Blood Deuce is here, but I know that Jericho wanted to get in today. It's Jericho's first game, so I'd like to if he can.
I guess they told their
apparently
Wi-Fi
Jericho
just
didn't
kind of went down. So
Okay.
hopefully.
We will start the adventure, and then hopefully Jericho can hop in. And if it looks like he's not, Jeremy, if you just want to throw someone in, just throw him in, and we'll get him into the mix.
Yep.
So, in that case, where we begin, the three of you, in this instance, Bartholomew has kind of set you up on your quest, and as you know, adventuring parties are generally sent out in groups of four for two-way group. However, Bartholomew has sent you kind of a notification that one of your party will be joining you a little bit later in the Sacred Vale. And
Jericho's back.
Actually, Jericho's back. And he does join you immediately. And we have Theodore Darona now with us. Theodore, welcome.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Theodore Darona. I am happy to be joining everyone.
Yes, we are happy to have you, Theodore. And Theodore, would you care to tell us a little bit about yourself? What brings you to the land of DnDTime?
I am a humble, well, not so humble detective from the lovely city of Central City. From the wonderful private investigation agency DIBS, the Domestic Investigation Bureau and Services.
DIBS, I'm not too familiar with it. What kind of things does the DIBS department do?
We handle a lot of the cases that the incompetent beings at the Green Sun cannot take on. Homicide, lost persons, fraud, just about anything that may need a sharp eye or a sharp sword.
And how's business been for DIBS? Has things been going well? Because I know you're just kind of getting going right now, but
very good. Considering one of our previous clients, the wife of a man who tried to go to the Green Sun to report a robbery, but as she was filling out the impossibly long report,
yes.
he died of old age.
That does sound like something that would absolutely happen, kind of dealing with the cult of the Green Sun. Well, it's great that the people of DnDTime have a little bit of a safer alternative.
Yes, and now I am also under Bartholomew's employ to hopefully redeem some criminal scum, and to get some awesome Bartholomew bucks.
Bartholomew's Big Bag Bonanza. Of course, I mean, who doesn't love Bartholomew's Big Bag Bonanza? Well, Theodore, welcome tonight. I look forward to seeing what you can do. I think you will have plenty of opportunities to prove yourself as a new adventurer among the shop here this evening. And as I was saying before, where our adventure begins is the four of you, as you've now all met up, walk through the Sacred Vale. It is a valley in the land of DnDTime. It's fairly thickly forested, and it is home to many odd creatures. Naturally, it is the location of the Academy of Light, where many young clerics and paladins are trained, and also many lesser gods actually live within the Sacred Vale themselves. Archfey, powerful devils and demons live in this space, and there tends to be a lot of disturbances with so many powerful forces all kind of clashing in the same zone. So the specific place that you've been brought to is a very small town within the Sacred Vale, a town by the name of Hamlet. This town is relatively small, and as you arrive on the scene, you see that it has been absolutely decimated. All of the buildings in the town have been scattered and destroyed, and only one house remains. And the specific person that you were looking for was a woman by the name of Sarah, who fears the same fate, apparently for her own home, and has hired you to protect herself and her children from whatever this threat that's threatening Hamlet is. So, where we officially begin, you stand now on the precipice of the doorway, presumably your contact within. Which of you would like to knock on the door as we kind of begin here?
Knock, knock.
Fair enough. Mavek, you kind of approach, and you hear kind of a voice from inside just kind of call out to you. The door is already open. You may come in.
Freddie opens the door and walks in, sashaying as he struts his stuff into the building.
Well, I open the door very well, then they walk in.
Okay. Yeah, Freddie kind of takes the lead, stepping into the space. It's very kind of warm in the building, and you can see kind of the form of a woman sitting. There's kind of a high-backed chair. You can just see her feet kind of sitting down in front of a fireplace, and she kind of speaks to you as you come in. Yes, please, come have a seat by the fire. And Freddie, as you kind of sashay over, you see her. She has a very kind of nice, like, satin sort of nightgown. She's drinking cupping it in both hands, what looks like a glass of scotch, very fine scotch. But the most notable thing about her is that she appears to be some sort of anthropomorphic pig. And she looks up at you and just says, "You must be Bartholomew's adventurers. I was very excited to have you here."
Yes, Freddie and Bartholomew's adventure.
Such a handsome one.
Oh God, fairies.
I'm afraid I do not understand what you're saying.
No,
Please
nothing.
have a seat by the fire. And there's, several of these chairs that are kind of set up around in the space. And this kind of pig woman looks at all of you and says, "As I have no doubts that you are already aware, I have a great deal of concern. You have no doubt seen the wreckage around my town."
Yes, it is quite disturbing. Reminds me of certain parts of the Trash Kingdom.
Yeah, what the heck caused that?
Yes, it's starting to feel a bit like a Trash Kingdom here in Hamlet. The thing that caused it is a terrible creature, a great hairy beast, one that we call the Big Bad Wolf. She looks at you.
A wolf, you say?
A terrible thing, a hybrid of man and wolf, a werewolf, if you're familiar with them.
Wait, a werewolf or a werewolf?
A werewolf.
A werewolf.
No, I'm saying a werewolf.
Werewolf.
I believe he's making fun of me. Is this?
No, I'm actually confused here.
Is this the kind of service that I can expect from?
No,
I'm just
absolutely
confused.
not.
I don't...
I'm going to ask that you don't pay any mind to this silly creature.
That's
Listen,
racist.
We will absolutely take care of any problems that you have, of course, with the utmost efficiency. If you could just lead us to where this big bad wolf is, we'll take care of that little puppy for you.
It is very reassuring to hear. I'm afraid I do not know where the big bad wolf is. He has been coming back, well, every evening here. I was hoping that you might stay here and protect me and my children, who should be arriving relatively soon. I'm not certain where they are. But I will need...
Is she enthralled by my speech?
Oh, I believe she must make some type of saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw?
Allow me to make a wisdom saving throw for this individual.
The DC is quite low, so...
Oh, I rolled it to GM.
Yeah, she is charmed by me. She idolizes me and speaks of me glowingly.
She kind of looks at you. I would say that I was a bit concerned with your friends here, but there's something about you. What did you say your name was again?
My name is Boocake-san. Freddie Galanodel, the charming, at your service, of course.
Charming indeed. And she kind of like flushes a little bit. Can I get you a drink, perhaps something while you're waiting? I see, I'm waiting for my children to come home. The wolf only comes out at night, so they should be here any time now.
Yes, absolutely. Some water would be lovely. My throat is just so parched from all this journeying that we've had to do to come out this way. Just for you, madam.
Of course, a water. Perhaps something... I have more. I have some very fine. And she kind of goes over and picks up the, again, because she doesn't have thumbs, picks up a big bottle of scotch and starts walking over with it, in addition to pouring you a glass of water, trying to entice you into something a little bit stronger. And as she's kind of doing this and waiting on Freddie at this point, she turns to the rest of you and goes, but yes, my children should be here, and they have seen the creatures themselves, and they are a bit incompetent. And you hear, actually, outside at this point, you hear a sound kind of like, wee, 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 and some rapping on the door. Go and let them in.
Theodore.
Penneh will probably go up to the door and let them in.
Alright, and kind of scampering in, you see kind of running on all fours. They're wearing sort of children's clothing, but they're running on all fours until they walk in and then kind of stand up on 2 feet. 3 little pigs walk into the room, and they all kind of start speaking. Hello, Mama! Hello, Mama! Hello, Mama! Yes, it's fine. Come in. We are going to take care of it. The big bad wolf won't get you anymore. These adventurers are here. And they all sort of stand up and just kind of look at you. Oh! It's nice to see you. Hello, thank you so much for coming on such short notice. And they all seem very kind of excited to see you. As these 3 little pigs walk in.
Oh, children. You
Hello?
rest of you can handle.
Your shirt is so colorful. I love it. Can I touch it? And one of them walks up and starts.
Children.
One of them speaks up. You see, we all made houses for ourselves because our mother told us it was time to grow up and to move out. But then the big bad wolf came and he huffed and he puffed and he blew our houses straight down to the ground. The mother kind of speaks. And what did you make your house out of? I made my house entirely of straw, he says.
Straw?
Yes, I made it out of straw. I bundled it up and I put it into a big pile. What do you think? It was very attractive. And he shows you kind of a rough drawing and sketch of his blueprints, and it just looks like a house made of straw.
Oh,
I believe we're going to have to watch this one the most.
And then another one kind of comes up and goes, oh, my house was made out of sticks, and shows you a drawing of his stick hut. But the big bad wolf, he huffed and he puffed and he blew it straight down, and I had to cry wee 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 all the way home, which is where I am now. It's good to be home. The mother speaks up. How many times have I told you? You cannot build a house out of one building material. That is a terrible idea. You need a foundation and you need wall. She seems very exasperated with the kids. And the kind of eldest daughter comes up. I made my house out of bricks.
That's cool too, I guess.
It still blew down.
It's like Fortnite or something.
I don't know what that is.
I-
But I made my house out of bricks, and the wolf still blew it down. He's a powerful wolf.
I'm sure it is.
Did you remember to use something to stick the bricks together?
She kind of turns her head to the side, confused. How do you stick bricks together? I stacked up a bunch of bricks in a pile and made kind of a circle.
Oh.
Okay.
The mother kind of puts her head on her kind of hooved hand, and these are the things I have to deal with, my dearest Bukek son.
Oh,
Good
yes.
thing. It's a good thing that
I feel sorry for you.
And yeah, hoof palm precisely. And as they're all just kind of walking around in the space, and one of them kind of comes up to you, Penneh, and says, "So I believe that the big bad wolf returned tonight. And in that time, do you think that you could make us a new house? So that's why we will be protected. This house, I do not think, will stop the big bad wolf. There are many windows, and there is many places for him to enter in."
I'm going to create a non-magical trinket or illusory image that can fit in my hand that lasts until the end of my next. It's just a tiny dancing monkey, and I'm trying to distract the pigs so that they stop talking.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to assist in using my prestidigitation to make that monkey also play some very loud, very enthralling music that I could listen to.
Delightful.
I could bop.
Go ahead and make a performance check.
All right. Both of us are just me.
No, it's going to be him with advantage because you assisted.
Okay.
And while they're doing that, Penneh is probably just, if they get distracted, Penneh is probably just gonna walk out of the house and, like, find a place to, like, get ready for the big bad wolf.
Okay. So you kind of go and kind of move outside the house. The little kind of pigs walk over to the toy that you create, Bukek-san, and just, oh, delightful. Is it a toy for us? Can we play with it and keep it?
I don't think that's how prestidigitation works, Pete. But could I
thought you were
keep on
creating.
casting? It's not that I'm creating a thing out of nothing. It's just
It's the luminary
appears.
image.
For the
It
sake of this,
appears for a few seconds,
okay,
then
so-
it just disappears.
Yeah, so you have it for a little bit. If you keep doing it, I will say as long as you want there to be that toy there, and you're
Yeah.
kind of using your work to. Well, it says you can create.
It says that
It says you can create
prestidigitation.
non-living material for up to 1 hour.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'm making
I'll
a
say that you
dancing
have
monkey.
Yeah,
Little
it
old
doesn't so much
toy.
dance.
It's like a
as it
toy
has-
one.
It doesn't so much dance as it has like some hinges on it where they can move the legs.
It's not like, you know those like symbol monkeys that
That's
class
exactly the thing that I was picturing in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we're on the same page. Yeah, I'll say that you can do that with the prestidigitation cantrip.
Sure.
That's really cool. So yeah, you've created a little clapping monkey, which is just banging away, and the three little pigs are having a blast, kind of playing it. They're just kind of tossing it back and forth after a certain point, just like playing catch with it, which is far from the intent, but it does accomplish the goal. Aside from the occasional "Ooh, what fun!" And they seem very happy about the whole situation. The mother kind of comes up to you and says, "May I please keep that forever?"
I nod and I say, do you also need some help cleaning up around?
You are an absolute lifesaver. That would be wonderful. Although I feel that might be a better idea to shore up our defenses around here. The wolf is going to be here at nightfall, I would assume. And as my children pointed out, there are weaknesses in my home.
Amongst
silver,
the
right?
group, who amongst the group looks the strongest out of the four? I have
Probably.
a -1 to strength.
Same.
Like I'm an orc, so
I-
it's fine, but I have 10.
You have 10 strength.
Yeah, I'm an orc, so I'm pretty
Uh,
much the world's weakest orc.
How much?
so,
How much strength do you have?
Penneh
Okay.
has a 12 strength, but like a +1 modifier, so.
The
That's
sun
very
gets
good.
started.
Both of us are
house.
strong. Cool, but you're the strongest.
The
So what I'm going to
strongest
do
here.
is I'm going to enhance ability, and I'm going to use the bear one. So it doubles your carrying capacity, the bull strength. The target has advantage on strength checks, and your carrying capacity double. So it goes from 12 times 15 to 12 times 30.
Okay, so I have
you can carry
360.
360, yeah. You
That's
can carry
going pretty lit.
360 for the next hour. And I say, could you work on getting a house for these three put together while I help clean up around here?
His like Penneh not no field house.
Oh, no, I can help.
Excellent. I'm going to clean up around the house with this poor, lovely dude.
Yes, please. Let us begin. And she goes out and gets kind of like
Just out of curiosity, ma'am, if you don't mind my curiosity.
Yeah, anything.
Are you single?
I am.
Theodore.
I am widowed. I have been single for some time. Yes.
They're not
Attractive.
doing. They're totally banging.
I will go
Oh yeah, 100%. She's in.
next to
Oh, God.
Freddie and whisper to him, "Don't bang the pig."
Please don't.
I'm cleaning the place, of course. Why would I do anything so ridiculous as
This reminds me of that story from Skyrim.
So the lusty Argonian.
Yeah, that one.
No, classic.
I'm just cleaning the place there.
Bukake-san has his own things that he's doing.
Yes,
What is it?
Bootcake, yes.
Bukake-san, yes. What is everyone else doing? Because one of the kind of things she said was to shore up the house's defenses in the sort of time that you are have to wait here. So, what's your plan?
Okay, what? How many windows and chimneys and whatever is this?
On the first floor, there are like I'm sorry, not five. There's 3 windows on the first floor. There's 2 windows on the second floor, and then there's a single chimney that kind of goes up, and a back door and a front door.
So does there appear to be any immediate resources we could use to barricade a window or a chimney?
There are absolutely such resources. There are things like tables and desks and dressers and stuff like that.
I mean, I do have an axe that cut down a tree if we really need it.
All right. So is that kind of your plan? I mean, you only have about an hour, so.
Oh, I can't really cut down a
You
tree.
can't really like cut down.
Well, I could cut down like one and like put it in front of the house.
What you could do is pick up some of like the rubble from some of the houses that have already been taken down. I mean, there's sticks and bricks and straw that have been scattered about the now destroyed village of Hamlet, which looks like it was just this one real house and then the houses that the kids made.
Yeah. I'll grab the scraps of broken dreams of the kids' houses and start working.
It's so sad. The kids all kind of shed a single tear as you start repurposing
This
their
is so
artwork
sad.
for house materials, but then they go back to playing with the toy.
Can we get 50 likes?
And Theodore has several candles he can melt down to form something to actually stick the wood to the windows to maybe get it stuck in there more.
Okay, so you're trying to like wedge stuff into the windows to keep them from like opening up?
Basically, yes. Like if you imagine how a zombie apocalypse house looks like, that's what Theodore is going for. Boarding up the windows, plugging the chimney, sealing up any and all entrances so the wolf can't get in.
Okay. And what about you,
Penneh?
Penneh? What are you working on?
Penneh's probably gonna like pick up some of the ruined like bricks and like kind of, at least since she was already outside, she's gonna probably stack them around the outer windows. And then using some sap she created using the druid craft from a long time, just like gathering stuff, using it. She uses the sap to kind of mesh it onto the window.
Okay, absolutely. Why don't you make me a So, I think for you, Penneh, it's going to be a survival check. I think for you, Theodore, it's going to be an intelligence check. And then I think for you, Mavek, this is just strength of just moving shit around and putting thing where it needs to be. So everyone
I'm
make
the
those
strongest orc, so I'm gonna try.
just to see, like...
Yeah, that's fine.
Not bad. So you all kind of go about your various tasks, and you definitely have things relatively secure. The windows are jam tight, and then the additional sort of sap on them is making a pretty big deal. You're going around, Mavek, and you said you're just going for like the doors and just like extra support behind the windows. Is that what your plan is?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, as you're all kind of working on this, which, you know, it takes a pretty reasonable amount of time.
And what is Freddie doing during all this?
Freddie just seems like Freddie was off, you know, cleaning the house along with Sarah Swine, as you learned is their last name. They're the Swine family, and so Freddie kind of returns a little while later after finishing cleaning the house with Sarah, and kind of pops back out. Sarah looks a little bit flustered. Glass of scotch, and so the big bad wolf should be returning very soon. I hope you have all adequately prepared. I know.
Okay.
Yeah, Penneh is right now probably gonna be at the back door, like kind of hiding in the bush or something.
Hey, wait, if we get on the roof, we can like shoot down at the werewolf guys. I think that's actually a good idea.
Freddie
How high is the roof?
Freddie takes out his herbalism kit and a piece of paper and rolls up something and sticks it in his mouth and lights.
But of course, to answer your previous question, about 25 feet for the roof height.
Okay, I'm going to try and climb on the roof.
All right, yeah, you can do so fairly easily. You hop up onto the roof and get yourself into kind of a reasonable position as night kind of begins to fall. And
quick question: what ends would seem the least secure?
At the moment, the thing that's like, it's probably the doors themselves. The windows you have pretty well nailed down between all of like the candles and the wax, and then the chimney.
Could
Penneh is at the back door, just like hiding in the bush off to the side.
Could I set up some string and a bell by the front door? That way, like if the string is broken, the bell will ring.
I think that's actually pretty reasonable. I'll say that you did that kind of among the other things. So you have
Okay.
It's a very simple setup. Do make me a survival check to see how like effective it's going to end up being. But I'll say that you definitely have time for that.
Is there a centralized room in this house? How many rooms does it have?
You set one up. You're not. You set one up. You think it's going to work really well. Theodore, you got your little bell on a string. Yeah, it's across the door. What was the question?
How many rooms are in this house? And is there a centralized room?
No, there's kind of the living area that you're in. There's a kitchen in the back, and then upstairs there's 2 bedrooms. It's just 4 rooms, and a stairwell and kind of like a hallway.
Okay. Could we get the mother and the 3 pigs into the stairwell? Is that like the most defensible area in this house? I assume so, since stairwells are usually the most sturdily.
Yeah, that is pretty fair to say. Absolutely. So you kind of corral them up into the stairwell, and the mother kind of the mother pig kind of looks at you and just very well. The time for you to carry out your task is upon us, as nightfall is rapidly approaching, and you see it's starting to get pretty dark outside at this point, as you all just sort of wait. Naturally, if any harm comes to me or any of my children, you will not be paid, I assume. However, I have an additional caveat. I will need you to see that this wolf is taken alive. That is possible for you, yes? I want to see that he is brought to appropriate...
Alive?
We're terrorizing...
I want to hear if I come on the roof.
These children, they get on my nerves, but I love them very much, and I will do anything to protect them. So...
You want the wolf alive, madam? Is that...
I want the wolf taken alive, yes.
So as you're all talking about this, I'm kind of on the roof just playing music, because that's what bards do.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's a bit more chill than what Mavek usually plays. Usually Mavek's really metal and very aggressive, but he's pretty chill right now. So he's just gonna
Just kind of
just
playing
play
some
this.
stuff that's sort of...
Yeah, just play some much more relaxing songs.
I want to cast a spell that takes 1 minute to cast before nightfall. Is that
Yeah, absolutely. What spell are you casting?
Magic Mouth?
All right.
So
what is the kind of trigger on that?
as cute as that string and bell is on the door, I cast a Magic Mouth on the door, and it's going to say, "I'm home," when the door is opened.
Very good. In that case, at this point, you begin to run out of time as Penneh, you were at the back door.
I did want to say one thing to Sarah Swine.
Yes.
So, you said you wanted to protect your children, right?
That is correct, yes.
And you want the wolf taken alive.
That is also correct.
Do you have some relation to the wolf?
Oh, I do not know the wolf personally. I have seen what he has done to my family, and I want him to be, well, adequately punished for the things that he has done.
Okay, fair enough. And Theodore will kind of take a spot in the living room, not quite by the front door, but
You're gonna hop off the roof and oh yeah. Okay, so you're on the roof. Yes. So you hop in the living room. You're gonna kind of get
like behind a couch.
Okay,
I'll be next to Theodore with my hand on Theodore's back of the neck, just like softly caressing and saying, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you."
And he will say, if you try anything, this rapier will be going somewhere pleasurable.
I just continue to caress the back of his
You hear Mavek start playing Wham, like Kira's Whisper.
I'm going to spell heroism for when we see the wolf.
and as you kind of begin playing up on the roof high above, you begin to see a dark figure start to walk, kind of shuffling towards the house.
My held action triggers.
All right, so I kind of like knock on the roof, like, "Hey guys, I think he's getting close. I can see him."
Oh, would Penneh see him if it's around the back door?
No, this is the front door. They seem to be walking fairly boldly up to the house. So they kind of do so, and they just kind of shuffle up to the door, and you see they go up and they knock on the door, and it appears to be very clearly just a wolfman.
My heroism triggers, they gain 3 temporary hit points, and they are immune to being frightened.
Very good.
All of us, or just
Just
Theodore.
Okay.
Who I am caressing the back of the neck up.
You feel a sudden confidence alongside of kind of Freddie's grasp, as you are imbued magically with this spell of heroism, and you hear kind of just a rapping on the door, and then you hear in kind of a low growl, little pigs, let me come in."
So I'm on the roof right now, so I'm kind of looking down at this.
I'm pretty sure Penneh will hear knocking all the way from the back door, correct?
Yeah, you're at the back door currently.
But I mean, will she hear the knocking all the way from back there?
Yeah, I'll say that you do. You can
Alright,
also hear the
okay,
voice. He's not being quiet. He's speaking loudly.
Alright, okay,
so
Penneh will probably like walk around towards the front as long as it's still dark outside, since that's where she is.
I assume he has dark vision, so he probably sees me easily on the roof.
I'm dark vision, plus if the wolf has dark vision, he probably will not be able to see me.
Mr. Wolf, I'm afraid that you are nothing but a wild dog, undeserving of the embrace of the wonderful Miss. And I cast Vicious Mockery.
Do you have to be able to see the target? Because he's kind of in front of the door. You don't have like a visual on him. You can just hear the voice.
Spells. You unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature you can see within range.
Yeah. So you cannot target him unless you
So-
have a visual confirmation.
I'm pretty sure I'm the one who can see the wolf guy, right?
Yeah, you're the only one that can see him. Everyone can hear him.
I mean,
Hey,
I did say Penneh is probably gonna like walk towards the front. I don't think the wolfman will be able to see me unless he has double sight.
I still say what I say, though.
Okay.
Hey man, just come on. Do you have to really miss this big people? Come on, just you can just chill. I say from the roof, looking down at him, kind of. I have to look down at him from the roof.
The wolf kind of looks up. You see he's kind of also dressed in clothing, and he looks up and he sees you on top of the roof. They hired a professional. Very well. And he calls out into the sort of house beyond, and yells, "Then I'll huff!" And at that point, he takes this huge sort of intake into his lungs, and you might want to... Actually, no, I don't think you saw this coming, so I need you to make me a strength saving throw, Mavek.
Oh no. Oh, rip.
And as he kind of does this huge intake of air, you feel yourself magically drawn towards him, as just the pure suction of wind of his intake of his lungs with the huff that he kind of pulls in, drags you off of the roof with a
Featherfall!
Oh, you have Featherfall?
Yeah, Featherfall. This is not good to have a spell. It's come in handy like the past 2 games in a row.
Wonderful. Yeah, this is a great time for Featherfall. So, you kind of, as you're whipping down onto the ground from the kind of the force of the suction downwards, you still end up next to him, but you feel your progress suddenly halted, and you don't crash into the ground and therefore take damage as a result. I'd like you to roll for initiative, though.
Okay.
Will Penneh also do this?
Yeah, everyone can roll for initiative.
Hey, 22.
But yeah, you are within melee range now, unfortunately, of our
That's what I have the axe for.
Everyone goes before the big bad wolf.
How sad for the big bad wolf. And that is going to bring us to the start of combat in this instance.
Okay.
The first to act is going to be you, Mavek. You were dragged off the roof, but you were relatively prepared as this thing is now looking down on you. Now that you're up close, you can see it has very sort of long teeth. Very sort of kind of elongated snout and sharp teeth is what I meant to say. What do you want to do?
We could have been nice about this. We could have just talked it out, but no, you gotta just fucking suck on me like that. He takes his guitar axe thing, just fucking swings at him with it. Like a baseball bat, kinda, just towards the face.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack. Oh yeah, that absolutely hits. And this is a magic weapon, correct?
Yeah, it's +1 to it. It's
Okay, yeah. So
+1.
as you swing the axe downwards, you hear kind of the dog sort of whimper as you strike in and roll damage.
Alright. I'm not sure why I'm not rolling. 1 second. That's quick it twice?
Just click Mavek's axe
Click
in the
Mavek's axe
chat.
where it popped up in chat, yeah.
Oh, in chat, I click it. Okay, sorry.
4 points of slashing damage as you kind of rip in with your axe. Anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna check I don't think anything else. I'm gonna check real quick. Nah. I don't think I have anything. No, I'm going to use bargains. Wait, actually. I'm gonna check bargains real quick. Is anyone can see or just... Who can hear me? So
yes,
I'm going to,
inspire inside the house.
I'm going to Bardic Inspire, I guess, who would be the best? The Fungus guy. You know what? But Fungus guy gets inspiration. Penneh.
You gain on Bardic Inspiration dice. There's going to be so much Bardic Inspiration floating around, I'm sure, today.
So much Bardic Inspiration.
As that brings us...
Not for me.
Then I pass my turn.
Wait, really?
No, I'm using my bardic inspiration for something else.
Oh, fair enough. That's going to bring us then to Theodore. What do you wish to do?
Well, how does it determine ties?
I mean, it's pretty much irrelevant as you guys are on the same thing. So Theodore, go ahead.
Theodore will go ahead and, feeling heroic right now, he will bust open the door.
Hey, I'm right in front of it.
I need you to make me a strength check, as you guys have actually barricaded this door shut. You've kind of put things in front of the door, so now kind of that you're on two sides of it. You're in a little bit of a position of disadvantage.
Okay.
So,
And
if you
he's
want to try and- I was gonna say, if you want to try and bust it down, you can just use a strength check to try and like plow through things and go. Or if you want, you can take an action and clear it out. But
he's feeling the bravado right now. So he's going to try to kick it down. If you know, like the SWAT style, one kick.
What would hit me?
All right, go ahead and 18. Nice roll. So you walk up, you just kind of like plow like the chair that you have propped aside, and just with a swift kick, hit right at the point where the lock would be, and the door breaks and flies open. It swings into, it kind of swings into your back on the other side of the door, Mavek. It doesn't do any damage, but you have the door open. Also,
what the fuck?
Still have your action because of the quality of your roll.
And Theodore will. Would you say the wolf would be surprised right now?
No, the wolf is
Okay.
definitely not surprised.
Well then.
You'll have to attack because you have an ally within 5 feet, though. If that's
Then what Theodore is going to go ahead and do is going to use a bit of the elven magic that he has. Booming Blade.
all right.
Which allows them to do a weapon attack, and with this cantrip, sneak attack will still apply.
All right. So you kind of stab into him with the you stab into him with the rapier. 17 definitely hits, and he takes a point of damage. From the sneak attack, plus an additional 6 points of piercing damage. And the thunder only happens if he moves.
If he moves
Willingly. Yeah.
That's the key word.
Very good. In that case, yeah. You do...
So basically, it's like he takes his rapier and as he kicks open the door, he pierces it right through the beast chest, sending reverberations throughout his body.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, so you stab in, you hear the kind of like, you can see the kind of vibrations of thunder about kind of the fur which ruffles and stands on end as you stab for the 7 points of damage. The damage doesn't seem quite as, effective against this individual. It seems like the lack of kind of magic in your inherent rapier is I don't believe you have you don't have a magic weapon, do you?
Oh no,
Okay.
Theodore does not like to be in debt to people. He'd rather buy things when he has the money.
Indeed. So at this point, you see, it seems he has a resistance to these kinds of attacks. Anything else on your turn, Theodore?
No, that will be all.
All right. That is going to bring us...
Oh, and just a quick note, he does have his hand crossbow in the other hand. Just to put that out there.
Very good. That is going to bring us then to... I believe it was Penneh next. Penneh, what do you want to do?
Alright, first I'm gonna put this up to let it be known. I'm gonna make use of the second paragraph at the start of the first turn.
Very good.
And I'm gonna combine that with my bonus action.
Okay, yep.
That's for a bonus action. Then I'm gonna follow up with just a regular attack with my spell render.
Are you going to do advantage on that?
Yes.
Okay. That absolutely hits.
All right, so with all that combined, I'll be doing
And then
1d8.
well, then you also have another attack, don't you? Because it's the
Yeah.
But you have another,
let's say,
attack.
yeah, I will be doing that. So,
So yeah, roll that one now while we're doing them.
yeah, 19 and 19.
All right, yeah, both of those definitely hit. And now give me all that combined damage, which is I think pretty considerable.
Let's see, I'm trying to see, it's 1d8 for the additional, and it's another 1d8 for... yeah, I'll go say 1d8 force for the first one, and 1d8 slashing for the second one.
Yep. So go ahead and give me that total.
It does an extra 1d8 on top of the normal damage.
Yeah. So you have 2 more d8s to hop onto that.
No, on one weapon attack roll.
Well, the Zephyr Strike and the Dread Ambusher.
Oh, gotcha.
Alright, so the second 1d8 from
So
that
all
roll
said
would
and
be
done,
the force.
22 points of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Pretty impressive round, Penneh. As your kind of mushroom form, you step from the back of the room, are suddenly kind of...
Yeah, I'll come out from the shadows in the night outside and just like go right behind the werewolf, big bad wolf will go slash right behind him, and just do it twice. And then I return back to the shadows somewhere else.
Into the shadows.
I wouldn't, because you're like all the way behind the house, even with the extra 10 feet of movement, you wouldn't be able to get all the way, without taking a dash action, you wouldn't be able to get all the way to him and then back.
I did say earlier I was walking up towards the front of the house, but staying within the shadows because wouldn't be able to see me.
It's fine because you're gonna see what happens on my turn.
Oh boy,
Anyway,
we're all
so,
gonna get fireballed, aren't we?
You can like take a few steps back from him, but you're not gonna like be able to also stealth at the same time. Like he'll know where you are, but you're not like adjacent to him. As we move now, and yeah, you do a huge amount of damage at this moment. He kind of lets out this kind of pitiful howl as this happens. That is going to bring us to, I believe, now you, Bukek-san.
How's it looking though?
Bonus action.
I mean, still got a lot of fighting him.
Everyone gets temporary 5 hit points. Theo, you get an additional 5 on top of the 3 from heroism, so you're at 8 temporary hit points. Everyone else has 5 except for me. Everyone can move their full movement speed as your reaction without provoking opportunity attacks.
Holy crap.
Just a quick,
And that was just my bonus action, so let me guys know what you guys are doing for your...
Wouldn't the 5 temporary hit points just replace the 3-day? Or
I'm still concentrating on heroism, so they add...
No, you can't have temporary hit points ever stack. So you can take the new temporary hit points, and then choose not to gain the ones from heroism whenever you gain them. So you can have 5 right now, and then when heroism resets every time you get the 3, you can choose to replace it with the 3.
Well, I'm obviously going to replace the 3 with the 5 because
naturally.
That's fine.
So yeah,
I was just making sure.
Does anyone wish to use their reaction to do that?
Okay, I'm going kind of... So where's everyone kind of aligned around the werewolf right now?
Yeah, everyone's kind of surrounding the werewolf except for Freddie, who's in the house still, and for...
Penneh.
Yeah, Penneh, who's outside the house a little bit away.
Okay,
I'm going to move like...
So use a reaction to move the speed. No, I'll pass on that for the moment.
Theodore will go ahead and move like and move like 15 feet behind the wolf.
Okay, yeah, you take a few steps up. You're now kind of getting this surrounding. You're kind of spreading out in all directions away from the wolf.
I'll keep locking the door so she can't get inside.
Save for Mavek, who stands fast in location.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the way that I do this Mantle of Inspiration is my suit has 6 buttons. The top one is always unbuttoned, of course, but I just unbutton the second button. And everyone sees this and is amazed by how absolutely gorgeous my beautiful child.
What is this, Galanodel?
That's delightful. As you unbutton the second button, as you unlock another tier, I can look forward to seeing more and more buttons. Anything else on your
Shit,
turn?
why
That's
else?
just
Yeah,
your
that
bonus
was just
action.
my bonus action,
so
man.
what else you got?
Can you make me a wisdom save?
On this wolf?
As I say, you ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Crying all the time.
And as you hit him, you're not sure if it was the beauty of the music or if it was that he was insulted by that you saying that he's crying, but he does cry. As you kind of insult him with this vicious mockery. Just,
He has disadvantage on his next attack.
which is perfect timing as it's coming up to his turn, and Mavek,
Thanks.
you
Yeah, I knew it was coming at me.
at the start of his turn, he's going to. At the start of his turn, he is going to. Roll to recharge, which he does, and he says, "And I'll puff," and I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity, that's something I have better. Dang it, why?
That ain't going to do it though, and
I always roll shit in saving throws, don't know why.
Mavek.
That isn't a saving throw, though. That's just a dex check.
Oh,
the crit fail stance.
yeah.
As he.
No, it's not crit fail, it's a 2.
No, it is a critical
No, it's because
fail.
it's when it comes up as red.
Oh.
You just
Damn
have a
it.
+2.
Why am I unlucky?
Yeah, so as the kind of huge amount of air that he'd taken into his lungs, he expels it outwards, and you find yourself suddenly kind of rocketing backwards into the house. Everything just gets thrown aside. All that work you did cleaning before, Freddie, like dishes and plates and things that you had stacked up, all kind of scatter as the wind kind of puffs up into the space, and you are thrown backwards against the wall. As you hit the wall, you take 10 points of bludgeoning.
Oh, it's like fucking all my temporary hit points gone. Most of my good bit of my health.
Crash into it, and then the wolf kind of takes a few steps, which the wolf's starting to look a little bit rough. He's going to turn around and actually walk away from the house towards where he has. How much movement can you use when you do that?
30. But they said that they only moved 15.
Okay, yeah. So, the person that he's actually going to go for is Penneh.
Penneh had already moved quite a bit and then moved again. So
yeah,
Penneh's like 60,
yeah.
70.
Well, no, Penneh is about 40 feet, which is the wolf's move. Because Penneh, like I said, didn't get too far because...
Zephyr Strike allows you to move an additional 30 on top of your 30. So they can move 60, and then I could make them move another 30 for 9.
That's the thing I was misunderstanding before, is because I thought you were just taking the 10 feet from the Dread Embers. I wasn't counting the extra 30 from the Zephyr
Yeah,
Strike.
so
You're right. So yeah,
technically it's
And
like
also,
120
additionally, he probably won't be able to see me too well since if he has dark vision.
Defo has dark vision, but he's instead going to, because he cannot get to you, he's going to move around and go after you, in that case, Theodore. As he goes up and he is going to try and bite at you.
disadvantage.
Which is at disadvantage. 22 and a 20.
Okay, that will hit.
And then, does he have disadvantage on his first attack, yes?
Yeah, the first one only.
And then the claws. 11?
That will miss.
11. The claws go and duck into you. You duck underneath it, but you feel a sharp sort of bite about your shoulder region. You don't have to make that Constitution saving throw. That's actually not a thing that this thing does. But you take a sharp bite. You're probably pretty beat up at this point, I would imagine.
How much damage do I take?
10 points of damage total.
Got it.
And that is going to be all for his turn. But then...
Remember that you guys had 5 temporary hit points, so both of you only took 5 to your actual health.
And then you hear a sound from Then you hear a sound come from behind you, Freddie, and you just hear, "Mama!" And you hear a growling sound, and you just hear a voice coming from the stairwell. "And I'll blow your house in!" As you see the figure of Sarah Swine begin to shift and transform before your very eyes, as her body kind of grows furry and hairy, and goes and swipes at one of the pig children in the stairwell, as the mother was a wolf in disguise. And as she sort of does so, you see the pig. Actually, we're gonna make the attack first, which would have hit. And as it does and goes to slash down into the pig, you hear one of the kind of child pigs go, "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin!" And plucks out a hair. And as it does, there's kind of like a force field that throws it back, but it looks like they only had one hair on their chinny chin chin. And they kind of go and like dash away and are kind of scrambling in the room. The other pigs also start kind of scrambling around. But there's also now a wolf behind you. And that's going to be that wolf's turn. And that is going to... that's going to bring us to the top of the initiative. Which was, I believe... also, he moved willingly, so I forgot to take that booming blade damage, which was 6 points of damage.
Yep.
And it is your turn again, Theodore.
Shogun.
Oh no, I'm
first.
sorry. It was
Yeah.
Shogun, then Frog, then Theo.
Initiative
then
is tough, everyone.
But we could put in a turn tracker.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but...
It's too late now. Go for it, Mavek.
Alright, so I'm going to cast Shatter on her. At level...
Don't cast Shatter.
You're gonna kill a couple, or you're gonna kill the two pigs that haven't.
Oh wait, shit! Yeah, they're too close. They're too close.
They haven't removed the hairs on their chinny chin chin yet.
Yeah.
As their sort of legendary resistance that they have.
Yeah. That's not a good idea. Yeah. So I'm going to just use the fucking axe and just fucking try to get her with the axe. Ooh. He yells at me. All right, yeah, I'm tired of this shit.
You pull yourself up from being thrown into the wall and run up and back around and up the stairs. And
God damn it, rolls are not good.
Slam up with the axe, 5 points of slashing damage. Just.
You can get up to freaking 13, but no, 5.
It's still not too bad. 5 damage is 5 damage, no matter what.
Alright, I'm going to use my bonus action to inspire. Can't be me, so I'm going to inspire Theodore. You get some metal inspiration.
Very good.
Yeah, that's a D6, right?
Yeah.
That's a D6. You can add to something.
Good.
And now it would be Theodore's turn, I believe.
Yes. Having just been bitten, I will run up to the wolf, who I'll presume is looking.
The wolf's right next to you because they just bit you.
Oh, never mind then. Well, more reverberation.
Oh yeah, that's definitely one hit. 9 points of damage is not quite enough, unfortunately, as they're still resistant to these non-magical attacks. Anything else on your turn?
Does 2-weapon fighting only apply if you have 2 light weapons?
That is correct.
Yes.
Got it. Well, then, is no allies by me?
No, the closest ally would be Penneh, and the other 2 are in the house, and you're a bit away from it.
Got it. So, yeah, back to my turn.
All right. In that case, you kind of stab into the wolf, and they look like they're just kind of on the brink of death. But they kind of bare their teeth and lean into the rapier stab, and just... All the better to eat you with! And he just kind of, like, smiles, but you kind of get confused. That seems like a mixed wolf character, not the right wolf character. And that moves us now to Penneh.
Okay, so you said that this wolf right here looks kind of almost down.
Wolf looks pretty beat up, yeah.
Or you can help me.
Remember, don't kill him.
I'm targeting the area where it'll at least hit the wolf.
Yes, it hits the wolf. And how many hit points do you have left? How many hit points do you have left, Theodore?
4.
Okay, you and the wolf both instantly fall asleep.
You said the guy asleep.
Penneh will then try and move and get right next to Theodore.
All right, yeah. So you're...
actually, I should say she'll move towards the wolf that's asleep and use the rope to tie him up.
Okay. That would be an action to tie the wolf up. That would take. You can
keep him asleep.
Yeah, you move up next to up next to the two of them, which are right next to each other.
How adorable does Theodore and the wolf look?
Oh yeah.
Because I'll assume because they fell at the same time,
they were leaning.
They almost
absolutely.
look like they're cuddling.
Yeah, they were leaning. He was kind of leaning into intimidatingly, but the arms just kind of fell around you, and now he's just kind of giving you a hug as you lay there. And cartoonish Z lines and me's kind of come out of your mouths.
Now we're spooning.
Oh God.
Jericho, Shogun, and...
Yep, it is your turn. What do you wish to do?
I have several questions. This is going to be a long turn.
Oh God.
Oh, it's always long turn.
If I want to command the pigs to move into a room up the stairs, is that just my speech? Or does it require an action to tell them, go to your room?
I will say that you can tell them to go to their rooms.
Okay.
And yeah, it'll just tell them go to your room.
I can just tell them.
They're just running around doing whatever.
Is it an item interaction to draw an item from my backpack?
No, you can just have what you want.
Okay. Is it an action to throw an item towards Penneh and the wall?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to throw a pair of fuzzy manacles to Penneh and say, use the...
Penneh, you see flying through the air something very strange and multicolored and fuzzy, which you catch. It appears to be a pair of handcuffs, which at first instinct, on first glance, you're like, what are these going to do? And then no, those are pretty solid handcuffs.
Yep. And so that's my action,
Yes.
my item interaction. Bonus action is going to be Mantle of Inspiration on the little, as I undo the third button, because the first one's already undone always. I undo the third of my 6 buttons as I Mantle of Inspiration to pigs. They can use their reaction to move their full movement speed towards their bedrooms, as I told them to.
Very well. All of them just begin kind of wee, and start kind of running up the stairs. You see, as they move by, kind of their mother, which you now realize is another wolf in disguise. The wolf kind of goes and swipes at them, but inspired by your incredible chest, they all just kind of whoa, and just kind of dodge out of the way of the wolf swipes. Anything else on your turn?
So they each have 5 temporary hit points. Whoever wasn't hit still has 5 temporary hit points. Who was it that wasn't hit last? Because one of them got blown and the other one got...
Don't say one of them got blown. Oh God.
Wait, are you saying which PC was hit? That was Mavek got hit by getting thrown into the wall, and then Theodore got hit by the light.
Okay, so Theodore gets three temporary hit points from heroic because that still hasn't dropped. Heroism.
Oh yeah, you're right.
All right.
And also they don't take op attacks. They have 5. They move 30
they get
or
upstairs
whatever
into
the
room.
speed
It's not a big
is.
house.
Then I'm going to use my movement to move up to.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a long turn. But that's it.
And they're going to kind of look down at you now, and as it passes on to their turn, there's a brief moment where they kind of look at you, and you see like a softness in the eyes as they remember a tender moment but a moment ago.
Yeah. Can I use my reaction to put on glasses and say, you wouldn't hit a man in glasses?
Yes, you do so. You say,
Yeah.
You wouldn't hit a man in glasses, would you? No. But I will blow him. And he puffs, and you should make me a dexterity saving throw. You succeed. You are thrown back 20 feet, regardless of the save, but you manage to catch yourself, and you're not knocked into anything. And as they kind of throw you back to the wall, they run up and go and try and pounce on you, provoking an opportunity attack from you, Mavek, who were in range.
Top opportunity, you said?
Yep.
Okay. That's normal attack. Alright, I just click the weapon again. Is that how it works?
Yep.
I'm not sure how it works in the system. Okay, just click the weapon. Okay. Oh, there we go.
18,
Yes!
10 more slashing damage. Another sizable hit as well runs off, and they're going to make 2 attacks against you, Freddie, with bite and claws. It's 13 hit.
You can bite, but no scratching.
All right. 4 points of piercing damage you take. You do not have to make that Constitution saving throw. And the other wolf is asleep. So this wolf's actually starting to look pretty beat up, too.
Heroism drops.
Okay, yeah. You are no longer under the effects of the heroism spell. And it is your turn, Mavek.
Alright, bitch. So I just go and swing at her again with I hit her with the broadside of the axe, like right towards the head. Like, just like a big slap, you know.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack. 10 unfortunately does not hit. We're rolling really hot, but...
Wait, does he have I forgot, he's the bard, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, bonus action, I'm going to... Who just got blown?
That was Freddie.
I'm going to inspire Freddie! I'm going to tell him to stand up and fight. That's my last inspiration, by the way.
That's all. So in that case, you are asleep, Theodore. Just as you are cuddled up with this werewolf. Penneh.
All right, Penneh will put the manacles on the werewolf that I guess Freddie threw at me.
Okay. I'll say that you can also, as part of the same kind of thing, because they're so intertwined, I'll say that you can, doing this wakes them both up.
Alright, yeah.
But you have manacles now on this werewolf, which kind of is struggling. And is trying to, pull and rip them apart.
How would he try to pull him off when he's asleep?
That wakes him up.
Oh, okay.
But, he's out of commission at this point. And... since that's your action, I'll say, do you have a bonus action?
Let me check.
You can also move. You can get into the house if you want.
Yeah, I think I'll just move for now because I'm gonna move to the house and towards the stairs where the other wolf is.
All right. Yeah, you do that. In that case, that is going to bring us to Freddie. What do you want to do?
They just gave me Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah.
I'm going to use their Bardic Inspiration to undo another...
Wait. I don't think you can use Bardic Inspiration to do a Bardic Inspiration.
Are you sure about that?
No, but pretty. I've never heard of that introduction.
That's because it's never been done before, Pete. You need to make a ruling now, Pete.
No. My ruling is no. This cannot
Fine.
be. I'll
use my own Bardic Inspiration. You're not allowing bards to work together like in a band, but that's fine. That's fine, Pete. I see. You have prejudice against bands. I'll remember that next time.
I hate bands.
I hate bands.
Go ahead and use your own. So if you already have one, anyway, use your own Bardic Inspiration to do the thing.
I use
just
my
give me
last
it.
one as
Oh, I have one.
I unbutton it, so that's 4 out of 6 buttons undone. There's only 2 left.
All right, and who are you giving the temporary hit points to?
I am
Or I guess
giving it
everyone.
to my 3 adventuring allies since the pigs are all safe in their room.
Is it 5 again?
Everyone gets 5 temporary hit points and everyone can move. Are we all surrounding Mama?
This time I'll use my use the reaction for the speed.
Is Theodore technically prone, or can he just stand up just fine?
Theodore, I'll say that for the sake of this, since it's kind of you guys are pretty much surrounded and have this wolf cornered. I'll say Theodore can stand up and you kind of join up with the crew, and you all have the wolf sort of surrounded in the house, and you see the wolf sort of as it passes the wolf's turn. Is there anything else on your turn? Because that was just a bonus action.
That was just my bonus action. Yeah, Matt.
What do you do?
I'm going to draw my rapier, and it is magic. Oh, that was the wrong thing.
All good.
I'll get the description later.
All right, definitely hits. Roll damage.
For 11.
You stab in for 11.
Of course, yes, it is magical P.
Yes, I was aware. And yeah, I know that your rapier is magical.
All of my magical items.
Yeah. You stab in, and not enough to finish the wolf off. But at this point, the wolf kind of they throw their hand up in the air. I know when I am beaten. They kind of put their hands up into the air as if giving up.
Theodore will go up, pulling out his own set of manacles, and will try to restrain him.
Why'd you get a fucking shackle for on you?
And he's a detective, and you handcuff the mama wolf, and
For academic purposes, of course.
Oh, of course, fucking academics. Fuck. Yeah.
My handcuffs are for restraining scum.
Oh, my
Or take
too.
sex, just,
And you do so. You kind of tie him up, and with that, you have successfully kind of apprehended these 2 wolves. The child pigs kind of come down and just. You have saved us from the wolf. Where is Mama?
She went to go. Yeah.
Off to your room now, piggies.
She'll be back in the morning.
Take care.
Trust me. She's very safe. Very much not a werewolf. So
that is wonderful. Thank you all so much. And they all kind of go like a bunch of hugs, and then they run off into the room to play with their toy. And with that, you have completed this adventure.
high five.
Each of you gains 100 Bartholomew Buck and 1 point of experience, which means if you were level 1, you are now level 2, and also you may be the first group to not kill anything in an adventure.